All right, so I have some voice left. That's a good thing. It's late at night. I'm in Dallas, Texas. Night 1 of the Texas Pinball Festival is in the books, 2014. And we're going to chat about it. We're going to do a little recap action here on Coast to Coast Pinball, episode number 71. Let's go. Welcome to Coast to Coast Pinball. My name is Nate Shivers. This is a podcast. Commentary, I'm a man out of quarters. Yada, 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 yada. No quarters needed at the Texas Pinball Festival. It's all on free play. First off, I want to get this out of the way. The show does not have sponsors, but me, personally, Nate, I have a sponsor this weekend, and that's Mark at Elevation Games, based here in Dallas, Texas. Mark and his crew have been kind enough to give me a little corner of their booth to hawk my Coast to Coast Pinball t-shirts. And Mark also got me a exhibitor pass entry into the Texas Pinball Festival, and that was mighty, mighty kind of Mark at Elevation Games. So if you're looking to buy a game in the greater Texas, Oklahoma area, check out Elevation Games. He has an amazing booth at this show with some really rare and just beautifully restored machines and quirky stuff, interesting stuff, and then, you know, some A-list stuff too, but just top-notch games. I played a bunch of his games tonight, so fantastic. My voice is shot, guys. So when I decided I was going to start going to shows actively with this podcast, I had visions of, live broadcast. Well, honestly, live broadcasts are a pain in the butt. And then I thought, no, I'll do a show at the end of each night. And yeah, that doesn't seem like it's, real feasible. Long days. And so I took some audio today, which you're going to hear. And I met a lot of people, played a lot of games, met a lot of great listeners. Like, geez, just some awesome people out there who recognized me or saw me wearing a Coast to Coast shirt and came up and said hello. And I appreciate that. It's nice to meet you guys. But at like 12:30 in the morning when I got to my room, I thought, well, that's good. And then I realized I've got this audio. I'm awake. I'm on Pacific time. I need to go get this episode done. So I'm going to recap today, and I'll probably recap tomorrow. These will not serve as the trip reports for the Texas Pinball Festival. That will be done after I have time to gather my thoughts, look at my notes, and really form some commentary, as they say. But this will be sort of a recap of the day. And so I will tell you, when I got there, I was just blown away by the amount of pinball machines under one roof. Something like 450 games. I mean, that's crazy. There's 3 Johnny Mnemonics in that room, for crying out loud. So 2 of the 400 Tron LEs are in that room right now. One of the things I really want to do, though, was listen to all the speakers and what they had to say. I was pretty excited to hear some of the list of speakers. Tomorrow is pretty amazing. Today was kicked off with Randy Perlow of Color DMD, and he kind of gave a speech sort of similar to what we heard at Expo. Maybe expanded upon what their future plans are, that they're going to eventually, target Stern as their next big project. My audio recorder that I'm using out here in the field is sort of new to me, and I didn't really know the best route of getting these sessions, with speakers recorded. We're going to try something different tomorrow, but I'll tell you the audio I have of Randy is not great. He was rather quiet through the microphones even, so I'm going to not play that audio. But I will tell you that one thing I could take away from the Color DMD session today was they have other people working on the full color dots for some of the games, and I believe he said Creature from the Black Lagoon was the first game that nobody from Color DMD, which I believe is just Randy and one other guy, did the actual coloring of each. They do full color dots for each frame of animation throughout the whole game. But Creature from the Black Lagoon was the start of them kind of farming it out, and they are actively looking for people. So if you're sitting there and you own a game, and he made it really clear, they don't need anybody to do Twilight Zone. They got Twilight Zone. They've got the A-list titles, the big bad A-list titles they're working on. But let's say you're sitting at home and you're staring at, I don't know, Pick kind of a lesser, Bally Williams game that might not be, quickly thought of as a game to do a color DMD. I'm trying to quickly think of something, but my brain is fried right now. But let's just say you are the proud owner of a, I don't know. I can't think of anything. Party Zone. Let's say you have a Party Zone, and you'd love full color animation for your Party Zone DMD. Well, they're not going to do that. However, if you have a certain bit of skill and the drive and the time, not only will they fix you up with the programming and let you get into their software and create those files to make full color DMDs for that game that they maybe are just not planning to do, they'll pay you to do it. Now, he did say they won't pay you very much, but he did stress they will pay you to do it. So they're looking to sort of outsource some of that work, which I think is a great way to do it, because there are people out there who do love certain games that maybe they're just not going to do because they were lower run games or just not popular, and there's not as many of them out there being collected and traded. So that was my kind of big takeaway, in that they're working on some new technologies, and they've upgraded their processing, I guess it is, to even a more readable version of sort of the cool affected DMD they did for Twilight Zone, where we saw the white DMD display. They've sharpened that up so that everything reads better, and I thought it was pretty cool. So really seemed like Randy was a really good dude. The second speaker of the day, and really it was only two speakers today, I will go ahead and play his introduction for you, and then we'll hear a little snippet of what this gentleman had to say.
Welcome to the Texas Pinball Festival. The guy that we're going to hear from in a minute is I can't believe it, but he's been in the business 40 years designing games for us. Currently doing a return gig at Stern, where he's given us two great games, AC/DC and Star Trek. Can I just ask, how many of you currently own a Steve Ritchie pinball game? Okay, I don't need to do much more by way of introduction. I'm going to hand over the microphone to Steve Ritchie.
So yes, the king himself, Steve Ritchie, came out. And let me just say that I don't think you can fully get Steve Ritchie as sort of a personality and kind of just the person in pinball until you see him in person, hear him talk in person, sort of get that he's kind of just a big kid up there living out his dreams and really, really is into what he's doing. He loves being a pinball designer. You can just tell that. And he has a certain, I don't know, playfulness about him that's just refreshing to see. And I don't know how old Steve is. Steve's probably early 60s, something like that, and he just comes off like he's really enjoying himself. So here's a little clip from Steve's speech today.
I was thinking about everything. The way we make a game is I don't say, we're going to do this and you're going to do it just like I tell you. That does not happen on my machines until the third time that they don't do it, and then I say, okay, yeah, you're going to do it. All right, now, it isn't even like that. The best thing that anyone can do in charge of a creative project is to get as many people involved in it as possible. When they take an interest, when they help own the game, they deliver their best work. And often, people say to me, you gotta have this in the game. And I didn't have it in the game, and I would say, you're right, I do. I have to have that in the game. If somebody has a good idea and they want to give it to me, I will take it. I'm not an insecure person about that. I don't think I've just thought of the last best idea I'm ever going to have and hang on to it like a little, like on a troll or something. Some people operate like that, but we don't do that. Our teams are pretty loose. But if somebody wants to make a big pinball mistake like turning on clippers, okay, no, that ain't going to happen. Okay. Funny things happen like that too all the time. We get new mechanical engineers in occasionally who say, I know how we can save $60,000 a year. We can make all the jet bumper ring shafts of smaller diameter. No, I'm not going to do that because they break. There's a lot of learning to do in the pinball business, and I'm happy to say that this is my 40th year making pinball machines.
40th year making pinball machines. That's pretty awesome. So it was really great to see Steve. And I got to tell you, I had high hopes of coming into the show, maybe getting to sit down and talk to Steve, or just grabbing Steve and chatting with him. I was very aware going in, though, that I know his hearing isn't the best. And unfortunately, talking to a few people who know him and have dealt with him, everyone just kind of said, hey, man, he has a really, really tough time hearing, in a loud room of any sort. And when he took questions from the audience, even, he had to have someone kind of relay the questions to him. So I just thought it was probably best to let that go and, let him do his signing process and leave him be. But anyway, in any case, very cool to see Steve Ritchie. He had a great crowd turnout for his talk, so it was awesome. Nothing groundbreaking from his speech. He did say that they just did 90 minutes of custom speak work with Carl Urban from the Star Trek franchise, and that there will be a pretty hefty Star Trek code update coming. And first he said very soon, and then he said, but you'll have to wait for it. So take that as you may. He did a slideshow with a bunch of Stern employees, kind of highlighting people and different jobs they have at the company, and really promoted that it's a team effort going on there at Stern Pinball. So there are a lot of tournaments here at the Texas Pinball Festival, and they have their Texas State Championships, which a bunch of different tournaments sort of feed into. But tonight, on Friday night, they hosted sort of a more, laid back and fun tournament. And it was a draw your partner tournament, where basically you just paid $10, signed up, they put everyone's name into a pool, and then they randomly assigned you a partner. And then you were in like a heads-up game against another group of two. So you played a two-player game against them on Spider-Man. And two-player game, 2 people per team, so you each play one ball, and on the third ball, one player played with one flipper, one player played with the other flipper. So I was assigned a gentleman named Lonnie, everyone, and Lonnie and I played Spider-Man. And our first ball, we were right with the team we were playing, and we played the first ball as I played the left flipper, he played the right flipper. We were right there with him. And I decided I'd take the second ball. So I think both teams ended up at like 3.5 million after the split flipper ball. So on ball 2 I started. I didn't do so great. I am not that great at Spider-Man. I tried to hit the white flashing targets. I tried to hit Doc Ock to start multi-ball. I didn't do so well. I think I ended up at about, 10 million, 11 million, something like that after my ball. It was okay. Well, dude on their team, the other team, he went off on like a tear. Started, I think, 3 multi-balls on his round. And when he was finished with his ball, they were at 36 million. And Lonnie did not pass the 36 million on his third and final ball. So we didn't win, but that's okay. This is me both trying to get in with my original partner, who, as you'll hear, did not show, and then a little post recap with friend of the show, Shane, who is here all the way from Australia. So play a little audio from that. All right, so I tried to go play the Draw Your Partner tournament, and apparently my partner knows the show and knows who I am because he did not come up when called, so I've been bumped, and they have to find me. All right, for real this time. I just played in the Draw Your Partner tournament here at the Texas Pinball Festival. I was going to interview my partner, Lonnie. I thought, this will be fun. I'll bring my partner onto the show. But I played so bad, and we lost so bad, that I decided I would not do that. So instead, I'm going to talk to Shane. Shane played ahead of me, too. How'd you guys do, Shane?
We actually did all right. We played.
Wait, did you win?
Yes, we did win, thankfully.
Well, then you did all right. That's great. I like it. So we're playing Spider-Man. When was the last time you played Spider-Man?
The last time I played it was yesterday.
When was the first time you played Spider-Man?
That was yesterday.
Oh, so you've never played Spider-Man until yesterday?
No, never played it at all before.
Have you played Star Trek?
Yes, played lots.
It's the same game.
Well, yeah, it felt a lot like it, so...
It's similar, but not totally. So, interesting style tournament. Explain to them how you played that tournament, how the layout of that worked.
Well, how it works is there's 2 players to a team, and there are 3 balls, obviously. So you can choose which ball you want. You have to play one person on one flipper and one on the other. with the players playing one ball each.
So when you had to play one flipper and your partner played one flipper, did you play the left or the right?
I played the left.
I did too. I was hoping you were going to say the right so I could blame that as the reason my team lost, but that is apparently not why we lost.
The reason I chose the left is because the guy I was playing with knew the game. I can do drop catches okay, and I can do passes okay, so I figured, worst case, I catch it and pass it to his flipper.
Yeah, we didn't do any of that. I knew the rules a little bit, but it just didn't work out for us. I played the left flipper and just kind of like saved the ball a couple times. What really happened to us is the guy on the other team, I think he probably owns the game because he scored like 32 million on his first ball, and we were pretty much done at that point.
Yeah, I was lucky in that the guy who I play with owns the game as well, but I had a really good second ball. I got 20 million, and...
Why you got to show me up?
I have to. I've travelled a long way to do it.
Yeah, Shane's from Australia, and this is his second time in the States. He tried to claim third, but then he admitted one time was to Canada, and I think we all know that Canada is not the United States.
Yeah, it's really not. It's a lot better.
It's much colder and more maple syrup.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for maple syrup.
All right, well, we're in people's way here at the Texas Pinball Festival who can't walk around any other way than where we're standing, apparently, so that is all for now.
Like, it was really kind of funny because as soon as Shane and I started recording with the little handheld recorder, people just wanted to walk right where we were, and I was really annoyed. This one particular lady, like, she could have walked 2 feet around another table. No, she had to walk where we were. That's okay. So Shane, I think, lost in the second round with his partner. But it's kind of a novel way to pair people up. You know, I have to say Roger Sharp was over in the tournament area when they were drawing names, and you gotta think that I was sitting there hoping, A, he had entered, which I don't think he did, and B, that I would get paired up with Roger Sharp. But I did not. So, what's next? Oh, I know what's next. I saw Gary Stern walking by, and I said to someone, I'm going to go talk to Gary Stern. And they said, do you think he'll talk to you back? And I said, I'm sure he will. He seems like a nice guy. And here's what happened.
I'm here with the incomparable Mr. Gary Stern. How are you, sir?
I am wonderful. I'm really thrilled. They've got a row of old Stern Electronics games here.
I saw that.
They're not that old. They're
No.
Late 70s. And so a lot of drop target games. They're cool.
They are cool.
Over there playing them. So.
On my show, I sometimes make fun of those games as being sort of slow, so don't take offense.
Well, they were slow because if you look at all the games of that era, the playfields were flat. It was pre-RAM. We run games at 6% now. What were that? But one thing about those games, is that they were easy to learn, hard to master.
I knew you were going to say that. Anybody could walk up there, though, and see what they needed to do, right?
Yeah. And, if you look at the trend today, to barcades, where they've got 80s, Robotron, 80s video games, Tron, Robotron, Scramble, things like that. They were easy to learn, hard to master. And it's, our pinball machines, this is a great venue here. It's great for the enthusiasts, but we have to increase our base without losing enthusiasts, so we have to make games that are a little bit understandable for the casual player.
Well, let me ask you, how do you do that? Because you're making games now that have all these modes and these awesome rule sets. Where do you go? What do you do?
What you do is take a look at Mustang here. Spell gears, spell outs. There's a spell Mustang on the back, and that's a holdover feature. The first time anybody's done a holdover feature in years. That means that, you spell halfway, it's still there. You walk away, I get to pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So those kind of things are understandable. Drop targets, things with physical state change. My classic was South Park, Kilkenny. It's just, you knew it was self-educating. It showed you what to do when you did it. You felt good and I'm a casual player. You felt good. You knew what to do. You did it. It made you feel good. You did it again. It was Pavlovian pinball. We have things in our games today. Again, Mustang, spell gears. Not so hard to figure out.
All right, can I ask you something completely on the other side of the world?
Sure.
My listeners love to hear about the business sides of things.
Really?
You're a manufacturer, right? Yes. That's what you do. You make pinball machines in the United States.
Yes.
Do you ever see a day where Stern Pinball makes a pinball machine outside the United States?
No, and I can't say never, but if you look at what's, first of all, we're very proud of being American manufacturers, and I want you to think of us like a car manufacturer, and that is that car manufacturers maybe may get some parts overseas, they make the cars here. The guys in cars, Coke or whoever, they love cars. And they have cars designed, but the whole purpose is to manufacture them so other people get to use it. Same with us. We manufacture, we design games, not as an art form, but to manufacture them for more people to use. Now, much manufacturing is coming back from China today. The China labor rates are going up, and you read there's a trend to a lot of these big companies bringing their manufacturing back here. And on the other hand, you see, the Volkswagens and Mercedes of the world bringing their manufacturing here to America. So no, I don't anticipate us going. We need to be around the engineers, the designers of the game when it's on the line. It's just the long distance doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Now, I read that as China loses some manufacturing and tries to convert their economy into consumption, not just export, Vietnam will pick up, places like that.
Possibly Northern Africa. We hear about that coming up.
The big winner should probably be Mexico. And I was in the Bose factory in Mexico, and it's about as modern a factory as going to be, even though the labor rate is, a fifth of ours or less.
So, are you here to break news and tell us what the next theme from Stern's going to be?
Absolutely not.
I knew that. That's okay. I just wanted to have you on the show and say thank you. We appreciate you guys for doing what you're doing.
All right. If I sound like I'm yelling during these interviews, it's because I'm yelling during these interviews. You put 450 games into a room, and you get guys on speakers announcing tournaments and things like that, and then a lot of people playing. It's just loud in there. And the recorder does a pretty good job of picking it up, and I'm still figuring out how to use it and all that stuff. But I'm listening back to this as I get the show together, and I'm like cringing because I sound like I'm screaming in Gary Stern's face, which I really wasn't. Gary was great. Gary doesn't know who I am. Doesn't know me from Adam, as they say. And we actually talked for about 5 minutes after I turned the recorder off, and some of which I would not repeat because I think he kind of told me, in confidence that I wasn't recording. But I will say this. He is intimately aware of things like, where they're saving money on pinball machines, where they're pricing pinball machines. It is not scattershot. It's very well thought out. Stern Pinball is having a good run right now, and I actually just flat out asked him, business seems good to us as the consumers and the fans. Is it good to you as the manufacturer? And he just smiled and nodded. Like, it's good right now. So good for them. Good for Stern. They were the ones that carried the flag through the dark years, and now they're enjoying some successes. And I think they're putting it right back into the games, man. So that's pretty exciting. So I really appreciate Gary Stern taking a couple minutes to chat with me today. Hopefully run into him again soon somewhere out in the world. All right, so we've talked about speakers. We've talked about the games everywhere. There's tournaments, and I'll go into depth on this when we get to like a report of the Texas Pinball Festival. But one of the other big components is the vendors. There's vendors there selling stuff, showing off their wares, and obviously lighting and LED is a big deal right now in pinball. And I dropped in and paid a little visit to sort of the newcomers on the block when it comes to LED light bulbs for your pinball machines, and had a little fun at some of our good friends over at another show's expense. So here is me dropping in to see the boys at Nifty LED.
I'm here with another Nate Ortega from Nifty LED here at the Texas Pinball Festival. How are you, Nate?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I still have a voice right now, so that's a good thing. So, Nifty LED, when did the company start?
About a year ago. We are the new kid on the block, so to speak, in terms of pinball LEDs, but we know we have great products, and we know that we have great prices, and the product speaks for itself.
So what got you, when did you wake up one day and think, I need to start an LED light company for pinball machines? That's pretty specific.
It is. It's a very niche market, and we saw that other companies were selling LEDs. We did a little bit more research to find out what was into it, what it all involved, and we decided that we could do this ourselves. And so we decided to just go into business for ourselves.
And you drove out here to the Texas Pinball Festival, is that right?
Unfortunately, yes.
That's a long ways.
It's a very long ways, especially in a car without cruise control.
Oh my gosh, no I've done a U-Haul across the country with no cruise control. It's awful. All right, so many of my listeners listen to other pinball podcasts, and many of them probably know you guys as the sponsors of the Pinball Podcast with Jeff and Don. So I don't know what that says about them, that they can't come here to support you at the Texas Pinball Festival, but yet here I am in your booth, and you're the sponsor of my competition, basically, right?
That would be safe to say, yeah.
I mean, you know, they are the original The Pinball Podcast, and I'm Coast2Coast Pinball. I mean, what are they paying you to sponsor them?
Well, they're not paying us anything. It doesn't mean we couldn't be...
No, seriously. What do you get out of this?
In terms of sponsoring their podcast?
No, what kind of money do they send you to be their sponsor?
Nothing. We just have a good relationship with Jeff and Don.
Okay, Nate doesn't want to disclose the details of what Jeff and Don pay Nifty LED to get to use their name. That's fine. That's okay. So, do you have any new products, anything I should know about? I'm looking at a ton of bulbs here, tons and tons. And I'm kind of an LED, I don't want to use the word whore, but I'll say it. I'm an LED whore. I like LEDs. I use them a lot. What do you got going on that I should know about?
One of the products we like to feature is our, we call it a pop bumper bulb, but it can be used in many other locations. So you can use it in the spotlights on newer games. You can use it on large inserts. People use it in the back panel on the stern games. Really, you can use it anywhere, not to mention the pop bumpers themselves. So what's different about these bulbs is that they have one diode that shines upward and then 4 other diodes around it that shine to the sides and all around. So you get a really good light coverage, a good light spread, and it really shows a lot of light in a very big fashion, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Do you see any trends in the way people are ordering bulbs from you guys? Do you see stuff that gets hot and then maybe dies off? Or do you see what's been happening now? What's been really popular?
It seemed like when pinball LEDs first came out, a resin cast LED was sort of the way to go. It was an inexpensive entry-level sort of product, which we still sell a lot of. It's a great product, especially for general illumination. People started moving over towards the super brights, as they become known as, and then now people are starting to get more towards the non-ghosting stuff. The non-ghosting stuff seems to be a lot more popular. It is more of a premium product. People are willing to pay the premium prices for it, though.
And those are the bulbs where you can put them in an insert and you won't get that Williams sort of flicker that the light appears, right?
Well, the flicker would be different from the non-ghosting, and the difference is that the non-ghosting doesn't allow the light to have a faint glow.
It's like a leak.
Yes, so when the light is supposed to be off, it's truly off.
I agree completely. Well, I'm enjoying the Texas Pinball Festival. I might have to buy some lights. I don't know if you know this. I'm a customer of yours. I've actually bought lights from you. I've bought that bulb you're just showing me from you. I have them at home. So I endorse Nifty LED. And even if they're not a sponsor of mine, I still think you should shop from them. So, and they're a California company. I didn't know that, so that's awesome.
That's right. We appreciate your business, and maybe we can work something out as a sponsor.
I'm really expensive.
That's all right.
Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Oh, Don and Jeff, I kid. In all honesty, Friday night's the first night the show's open, and everyone is so excited to go play all these games. And I felt sort of bad for the vendors. A lot of the vendors are just kind of like chilling towards the back of the room, like, woe's us. So I just wanted to go chat with the LED guys. They were very, very friendly dudes. So, I was getting really tired, and it was time to go. I wanted to leave, and I was chatting with Mark from Elevation Games and friend of the show listener Kenny from Nashville and Ed from New Jersey. Shout out to you guys. And Kenny pointed out that he saw somebody sort of famous who I had pointed out to Shane earlier and sort of said, I think that's so-and-so from so-and-so. And it was. So, we have a rock star who's a pinhead. a 15 million album selling rock star who's a pinhead. And I just sauntered up to him and started chatting and did a little interview. And that's going to wrap up the Texas Pinball audio. So let's play that real quick because this was pretty fun.
I am here with Ed Robertson from the Bare Naked Ladies. How are you, sir?
I am having a blast, man, in Texas Pinball Festival. What?
I know. Who would have thought I'd run into you here, right?
Well, you know, I'm a big pinhead, and I have been for a long time. So
I knew that because you do pop up on Pinside from time to time, don't you?
yeah, I lurk on Pinside.
You're a lurker. Somebody told me that a while back.
Yeah, I'm not telling anybody who I am on Pinside, but I love Pinside.
Is it BN Ladies 0011?
Yeah, no, that's not
That's
me.
not you?
No.
Wow, that's my alias. So you here for the whole weekend, just tonight?
Yeah, whole weekend.
Whole weekend,
I'm
nice.
here till Sunday
You gonna
morning.
play the tournaments?
Nah.
No. Yeah, I should take that advice, but I don't.
You know, it brings people a lot of joy to play in those tournaments, and I just don't want to crush their spirits. Because all my dreams have already come true, and I don't want to start stealing other people's dreams now.
Ed Robertson, humble pinhead here at the Texas Pinball Festival. So
I don't even think I'd crock the top like 200.
It's tough over there.
Yeah.
I played in a team thing where I had a teammate. He didn't want to come on the show afterwards.
Occasionally I can land some pretty good scores, but I'm a little inconsistent.
So how many games do you own yourself?
245, 46.
What's your favorite era?
I'm kidding. I have 5 games.
Oh, he played Big Rockstar on me.
Yeah.
And I believed him.
I like I like all of them, really. I really like modern stuff, but I'm kind of looking for either a Bally Fathom right now or something in the early solid state, early 80s period. I like those pins a lot, but my collection is mostly modern.
What do you have at home?
I have a Twilight Zone, a Next Generation, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek LE, Wizard of Oz, and I think that's 5.
Okay, so Wizard of Oz and Star Trek LE, those are like 2 of the most recent big name titles.
Yeah.
Do you one over the other, totally different? I mean, they're very different playing games, obviously.
They're very different, and I'm really lucky to have both in my collection. They're very different playing games. I love the flow and the speed of Star Trek LE. When I first got Woz, I found it really frustrating and confusing because it was a beautiful game, but
everything
was lit at all times.
Yes.
The 2.0 code made a huge difference, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, I'm supposed to be shooting that now. I get it. So that was a massive improvement in that game. I've been playing it a lot more. And there was a code update actually on the way down here.
Was there really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's a 3.0 code now.
Nice.
So I'm anxious to upload that because the update list was actually pretty extensive. I assumed it would just be a little bug fix,
Tweaks
but
and stuff, yeah.
there's a lot.
So I see you as maybe a Gorgar guy. Gorgar? No?
It's not my game.
No.
I love that era, but Gorgar, I don't love the art.
It's a little...
It's too creepy teenage boy in his bedroom.
It's angry teenage boy on a piece of white paper.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, that's awesome. Well, Ed, I want to let you go play some games, but I really appreciate you coming on Coast to Coast
good talking
Pinball.
to you,
It's
man.
very good to meet you, man.
Right on. Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
And then I came back to my hotel so I can go to sleep. I had a blast. I can't even tell you how much fun a show like this is. And people warned me. They said you're going to go to other shows and you're going to feel let down because Texas is the best. It's the biggest. Everything's bigger in Texas, blah, blah, blah. Maybe so. But I look forward to all the shows. If you have a show in your neck of the woods, definitely go. I'm going to quit talking now because I think I sound ridiculous. And I need to sleep because there's important stuff happening in the morning back at the Texas Pinball Festival. Highlights will include Roger Sharp, Gary Stern's speech, maybe a little Jersey Jack, and hopefully I'm going to talk to some builders of some smaller run games tomorrow, and we'll have some good stuff for you. Yes, I played Medieval Madness Remake. We'll talk all about it. Yes, I played Stearns Ford 50 Years of Mustang. We will talk all about it. That's all coming soon in future episodes here at Coast to Coast Pinball. I appreciate you listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow night.